Before we get straight into today's show, question for you. Do you believe Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold could be Defensive Rookie of the Year? Let me know in the comments below. Let's get this thing started. In today's show, we're going to be going over the latest Detroit Lions news here. And we're going to be talking about Terrion Arnold potentially getting Defensive Rookie of the Year. What are the odds? What do other people think? Ben Johnson speaks about the third quarter situations at a press conference. We're going to go through that and the importance of it. CBS Sports HQ analyst Brady Quinn loves what the Detroit Lions done this offseason. I'm going to show you what he said. Lions cap space, and we are looking pretty good. Can't wait to tell you about that. And upcoming OTAs, what to look for. But let's go ahead and start with Terrion Arnold here. And Chris Trapasso believes that Terrion Arnold has a legit shot to be Defensive Rookie of the Year. He says a decade ago, he may not be considered small for outside corner spot. Not today, though. The way that receivers, even perimeter ones around the league, are getting smaller and lighter. And if you look at the Detroit Lions draft here, and especially you look at Terrion Arnold, who is a cornerback, you say the odds of the Lions having a cornerback be Defensive Rookie of the Year seems to be extremely low, right? When you think of edges and other positions, that probably will be a little bit easier transition, but if you look at this last year's draft, not even a single defensive player was taken until the 15th pick. So there's not that much super high-end defensive talent like we've seen in years past, where like a Chase Young was defensive or an Ndamukong Suh, those type of players, that's kind of transcended. So Terrion Arnold, I do think, has a shot to become Defensive Rookie of the Year. It will be hard. It will be difficult. But look, Sauce Gardner did it. Other corners throughout the history in the NFL has done it. Terrion Arnold could do it as well. So question for you. Will Terrion Arnold get Defensive Rookie of the Year? Why for yes and for no? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's continue on here and talk about Quinn and Brady Quinn. He loves what the Detroit Lions offseason is all about over there from CBS HQ. He's got a lot of love to throw Detroit's way. He says they had to address some of their defensive issues, and they did that, Quinn told host Braylon Edwards, in particular the secondary. So that's been shored up. Yes, you have some young players, but I think they step up right away, be day one starters. For Detroit, I think that the thing I love most about Brad Holmes and what he did, Dan Campbell, and what they did was the business. He continued on, you don't have distractions. You don't have any of those things to be concerned about. Guys not being able to be out there. Guys worried about the business side of it. Quinn enthused. I love that. I love that Detroit's like, we're in this window of success. Let's go for it. And I agree with the Lions having a great offseason that Brady Quinn was talking about. I know a lot of people were upset about free agency, and we didn't get the guy that they wanted or the guy that I wanted or whoever. At the end of the day, they had a good free agency period. They had a good draft. DJ Reader, tier defensive lineman, helped stop the run, even though we had a good run defense. They still got him. Really good move. Kevin Zeitler, Jonah Jackson leaves. It's an upgrade. For this year, it's an upgrade. Smart move. And it didn't cost a whole lot. Yes. Trading for Carlton Davis, who is a number one cornerback and who has done great so far in OTAs. Good pickup right there. Meek Robertson as well. Signing your own guys with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Penei Sewell, Jared Goff. That's smart business. That's off-season moves. Good job. The draft. Getting Terrion Arnold. Ennis Rakestraw in the second round. They had a really good offseason. They know what they're doing. They know how to build this thing. And they know how to move forward. And if you don't believe me, let's go ahead and look at the post-June cap for the Detroit Lions after the Cam Sutton release. Detroit Lions are sitting third best in the league. $40.345 million in cap space. That is an insane, a large amount of money. That's a lot for where the Lions are sitting. We're not a bad team. We're not a team like the Carolina Panthers or a team that's kind of rebuilding. You have all this cap space. Generally, younger teams or rebuilding teams do. No, we're an established team with this type of money. Doesn't necessarily mean we're going to go out there and sign every single free agent we've seen, because that's not the case. We still have contracts that we need to sign out to our own players. Aleem McNeil, will they get that done? They got to save some money. They can roll over the cap for next year. I think that's the smartest way to go right now, unless there is a trade deadline type of trade that is going to make this team phenomenal. But you can go ahead and have a lot of this roll over for next year. Part of the offseason. Amazing work what Brad Holmes and the leadership has done here. So I got a question for you, though, since we do got cap space. Should the Lions make a signing with that available cap space? A trade or a signing to bring on the roster? Should the Lions make a move? Let us know in the comments below. Why for yes and for no? You guys are going to run this question. I can't wait to see this one as well, because this one's going to be multiple layers to it, and I can't wait to see the discussion here. Listening to Tim 20Man, he talking about the upcoming minicamp, and he's got 5 things that we need to watch for, and I agree with all 5. I probably would have said the same stuff here. Number 1 is health, attendance, and participation. This really has nothing to do with the play on the field or the coaching on the field or anything like that, or learning the scheme. It's just being healthy, and that's always the number 1 key when you're in practice or training camp, preseason. Health. The number 1 thing. These guys, just hopefully they don't get injured in minicamps upcoming up here or training camp. Always got to watch that. Attendance, just like Brady Quinn says, we don't have distractions. We're not going to have holdouts, okay, because we paid our guys. I'm not worried about that. I think the attendance will be perfectly fine. And participation, every single player, in my opinion, that's on this roster is Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell type of guy. They'll all participate unless there's an injury, right? They'll be the max there as well. So I agree with this one fully. We need to make sure that everything runs smooth. That is not on the field, health and everything else. Number 2 is rookie development, 110%. And I don't know why I got Amon-Ra St. Brown as a picture on here. Should be a rookie here, but maybe he can help develop the rookie development, right? That's how I did that. It was not a mistake by me. It was a mistake by me. Yes, rookie development here, I think, is vital, right? We've seen what Terrion Arnold did so far, and he's showing a lot of progress, showing really good development. I don't know if it's really on him, but how is Rakestraw looking? Giovanni Manu, who he drafted and is raw. It's going to take a little bit of time. See him just go in the right direction, slowly pick up this offense and everything that he needs to learn. The guard that we picked up in the 6th round, I absolutely love. Just watching the development of these young players. It's extremely important. And that goes with the first one. Hopefully everything's healthy, right? And everything goes smooth. And I think you can look at, too, like Isaiah Williams. How is he going to fill in for one of those wide receivers roles? A lot of hype with him coming in here. How does he do well in the upcoming minicamp? That's exactly what I'm wanting to do here to see. Now, again, another screw-up by me. It says, as a picture of Jahmyr Gibbs on defensive gains. But I tell you what, he does get a lot of gains in defenses, so that's why he did that here. Defensive gains fully, right? The secondary and the defensive line. We're all going to be watching this. Every single one of us is predominantly waiting to see the updates of the secondary and the defensive line. We all are on the same page here. You get all these players that you trade for, you pick up in free agency and or draft in the secondary that was butt cheeks last year. So how are they developing? Can these guys start to slowly get on the same page? That's huge. Defensive line. I'm not too worried about DJ Reader. I know what he's got there, but Marcus Davenport. How is he developing? How is he getting better? How is his health? Emmanuel Mosley, health. These are the type of things that we're going to be looking for our defensive gains and how they perform here. Second-year leaps. I guess this is a part of here. I'm not really worried about our second-year players. I think they're perfectly fine. I don't think there's going to be a sophomore slump or anything like that unless there's an injury. I think these guys are all dialed in. They're really good. Sam Laporta, amazing. Jahmyr Gibbs, amazing. Brian Branch, amazing. Maybe it's Jack Campbell. How is Jack Campbell developing? He's the one that we're probably watching about development here. I think that would be really it. and the new kickoff rule. How are the Detroit Lions preparing for this new rule that they put in there for special teams? That's going to be fun to watch because I don't think any of us have an idea. So those are the 5 things that I'm looking for as well with Tim 20-man. Should the Lions make a signing with the available cap space? Again, we went over. We're getting closer to training camp. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Next up, Ben Johnson speaks about the third quarter woes. We need to talk about it. He said, "We were significantly better in the second half of the season the last 10 games. I want to say those 10 games, though, those postseasons, we scored 5 touchdowns, which is 50% of your drive. Going for touchdowns, you're doing something right," Johnson explained. So I understand that we're going out there. I do think it was something we talked about, we addressed during the season, and we started to see more results as the season went on. So you separate it that way, I think we're trending in the right direction. Look, Ben Johnson's correct. The second quarter, third quarter woes that was occurring last year did absolutely get better in the second half of the season. There's no doubt, but there were still some issues there, and I think that he knows that. I think we all know that, and I think that the Detroit Lions will get it figured out. It's something that it has improved on throughout last year, and I think it'll continue to prove this year. I do. I really do. Will the Lions be able to fix the third quarter woes in 2024/5? Let me know in the comments below. Folks, yeah, go ahead and check all this out. I want you guys to comment a lot on the cap space one. I really think this is going to be a fun one to talk about because that is quite a bit of cap, and the Detroit Lions are so close to being... Yeah, they are a Super Bowl contender, and they can taste it. So I can't wait to hear on that one. Folks, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the latest Lions news and rumors. With that said, folks, adios.